Can you move your seat up?
Brains.
Captain America Civil War is almost less a movie than a feature-length end credits stinger. Sure, there's a story about Iron Man and Captain America, pretending they disagree about something for a while, even though there won't be any payoff in future films. But mostly, the point of the film is to launch incredible new MCU characters like Spider-Man and Black Panther and Everett K. Ross.
Don't scare me like that, colonizer.
What? My name is Everett.
It's kind of amazing the movie itself is any good at all. Yet at the film's early stages, this movie bore no resemblance to what we got. It was going to be minus Spider-Man, plus the Wasp, minus freaking Iron Man, and plus, oh yeah, a zombies. They were originally considering adapting Mad Bomb, a Jack Kirby story about a bomb that makes you mad, like in the British sense, not like your uncle's Facebook posts. It would have still contained the basic Bucky, Captain America plot, but none of the Iron Man stuff, because Marvel Studios wasn't sure they'd be able to negotiate a deal with Robert Downey Jr. to be in the movie. But more on that later. So instead of big government Iron Man, Baron Zemo would have set off a bomb that turned civilians and heroes alike into uncontrollable zombies. Of course, the people wouldn't technically be undead, they'd be rage zombies, like the people in 28 Days Later or your neighbors on Next Door. But imagine that tonal shift. After years of slaying hordes of mindless aliens and robots and dark elves or whatever, the Avengers would have to fight hordes of normal people?
Okay, tiny dude is big now.
Maybe they could have pulled it off. Some of the zombies would be straight up superheroes, and nothing would put butts in theater seats harder than a salivating, sweaty Thor giving everybody rage Mjolnirs. And then, for the non-powered angry folk, it'd certainly add a layer of moral complexity to watch Cap quietly weep as he bashes a brainwashed octogenarian in the face with a shield. I mean, we basically already have the ingredients for it if we combine that Captain Marvel scene where she sucks an old lady with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier scene where new Cap brains that dude. Now, just sprinkle in a couple thousand mind-jacked, bloodthirsty children or whatever, and that's movie magic, baby.
The movies.
Okay, but back to the whole reason they were seriously considering zombies for a moment. As we all know, Robert Downey Jr. practically was the MCU, but RDJ's contract was up after Age of Ultron, and really, there was no reason he had to be in Captain America 3 at all. But Batman vs. Superman was coming out, and Marvel wanted a similar hero versus hero film that could dunk on Zack Snyder so hard that the backboard shattered. So they asked Downey back for a small role. But Downey didn't do small anymore, and asked for a much bigger role and a matching, much bigger paycheck. When Marvel Entertainment CEO Ike Perlmutter heard about this, he went ballistic and tried to get Downey written out of the movie. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, the evil mastermind behind the whole MCU thing, was apparently so pissed off by this that he threatened to quit. Just on a story level, that would have had a ripple effect across the rest of the MCU. Civil War would have been severely different, though possibly way more awesome. But you'd also lose the Spider-Man, Tony Stark mentor relationship, and considering how the plot of Infinity War and Endgame unfolds directly from the events of Civil War, those are now different films too. Maybe Thanos would now be a purple zombie king. Would Downey have even returned to heroically die in Endgame if things went poorly? Would he have just quietly retired off screen like Brian in Fast and the Furious? Ultimately, Downey's negotiations became so intense, even Walt's severed head could hear the fury sputtering. So Disney corporate stepped in and changed the leadership structure so Feige could do his thing unhindered. Otherwise, today we'd probably be reading about how petty budget squabbling did to the Avengers what Thanos couldn't.
He's my friend. So was I.